So I feel like if I did not say something about this, it would have been an injustice because Brittany is not allowed to do this at this point. Say what you want to say, give it whatever you want to give it, but you must at least acknowledge certain things, and this cannot be advice. Let's go.
I'm sorry for what I did, with Wayne. I'm still like, I hate to use the word hate. I strongly dislike Anthony. Like, I still feel like, I don't know, like he's still playing me.
And that's a fair comment. Again, just like we mentioned in the live today, where I said, you know what, guys, I'm okay with y'all not trusting Anthony going forward. No, that's okay. You can have that. You understand? But it's the forgiveness part. You're going to forgive him. It's fine. You don't have to forget. And you can say, you know what, I'm going to forgive you, but I'll stay to one side and you stay to the next side. That's okay. That's okay. I'm just letting y'all know.
That's a good feeling to have. I know it doesn't sound like that, but I prefer you use the first word. Hate is a good word. It is, Amber. I know God teaches us to love, but Anthony is of exception.
And what would we say about Brittany? If Britain is talking about Anthony like this, what would we say about Britain? It's what I'm talking about. It's that whole idea of, hey, I'm better than you because you know what? My sin is less than your sin. That's what I'm talking about. What about what Brittany has done so far?
If you think about all the stuff he did, every step that he had to take, every moment of manipulation and deception, every time he probably went out the room and you thought Shayla was just sitting around and he all up in her face when you right in the kitchen. When you think about all of that stuff, you have the right to hate him and you should hate him.
And you shouldn't, because you're not supposed to be hating anybody. I understand the term dislike, and I prefer Amber using the term dislike, or I'm indifferent to this particular person, or you know what? Let me just stay away from this person. But the whole idea of hate, no, I cannot agree with that. This is not the best position for Amber to take. And all about Brittany has just said, she has just described herself in perfect, definite detail.
But Brittany, isn't it my fault too, though?
How?
I mean, maybe if I hadn't done what I did with Wayne, maybe things would be different. Maybe he wouldn't have cheated on me. Maybe he wouldn't have been looking at Shayla and having babies and carrying on. I'm just saying he poured his heart out today. It seemed genuine, and I think I broke him.
That is very sweet, compassionate, and considerate of you to think that all of this is your fault. But I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, what you did with Wayne was not right. But Anthony knew about that. He still married you. This did not happen.
No, no, no. He did not know we got married.
Okay,
He
but
didn't know until after we got married.
Amber, it's still not your fault. And you still should hate him.
You listen to that? You listen to how direct and how hateful that is and how vengeant that is? Does that sound to you like somebody that's actually encouraging you? Let me ask you, ladies out there, does that sound like encouragement? Your homegirl is telling you this. Does that sound like encouragement? I understand a voice of reasoning. Hey, be cautious. Hey, okay, he's saying all of these things, but you know what? Listen to him, watch his actions, see exactly him go. All of the things that y'all gave me in the comments today were better comments than what Britain is giving me at this moment. But the funny thing is, Brittany does exemplify a lot of those homegirls that try to give you advice. Remember, guys, this is the same Brittany that was laying up in the bed with Kelvin. Just remember that. Even though she knew what Amber had said and she couldn't even have the decency to tell Amber, but instead to play in her face. Remember that that's where this is coming from.
Jeez, what is up with you and all this hate?
I
What's
just,
going on in your world?
Anthony is not a good person. And I don't know how many times I have to tell you that. You made a mistake, but you are a good person.
Okay. So Anthony made a mistake, right? Because several mistakes, but he's not a good person. But Amber has made a mistake and she's a good person. Are you seeing what we're talking about here? Are you seeing what we're talking? The funny thing is, Britain represents those homegirls that this is exactly what them think about things. Or homeboys, whichever way you want to spin it. Because hey, there's no gender within it. But being that we're dealing with Amber, we're dealing from a female perspective. I cannot agree with none of the advice that Britain is giving. I understand you want to be cautious, and as I've said before, she doesn't have to go back to Anthony at all. But I think the best person for Amber to have had this conversation with was a Mama Brenda, someone who is very, very a voice of reason. Brittany is not a voice of reason, and she's not much different from a Shayla, who at this point in time is not able to give any advice. She's in the same category as an Ernestine, who you have to take them advice with a grain of salt. This is facetious by Brittany. Hate? So you're telling a friend to hate another human being? That's a very strong word. Maybe it is because, she's on the case and she decides that, if they get back together, she won't make any money. Oh. Let me know what y'all think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm going to talk to y'all soon. Please.